Gregorians, whatever you want to call yourself. I'm not looking for a hashtag. I'm looking for real change. And it's going to take y'all. I'm not looking at them because they're going to come. You see how we got it? They're never consistent. It's us to be consistent. Now call on each one of y'all. What we going to do? What we going to do in a week? What we going to do in 30 days? What the next act going to look like in 60 days? It's going to cost y'all. It's going to cost y'all. I'm making y'all don't notice. Not the city, y'all don't notice. Thank you.
I spent over 20 years behind the wall, but I was able to get my needs met, and as a result of that, I haven't been back in over 20 years, and I've been productive, and I've raised my children, and I'm giving back to the community. I go back into the jails, and I have had parents come to me and tell me that whatever I said to their son or their daughter or their husband, I helped change lives today. I'm giving back what was given to me. And I want my grandchildren to feel safe. I want our children to feel safe enough and so we can come to you guys and get our needs met. Because I want to talk to you, but I can't talk to you. We want answers. We want our streets safe. I want to be able to say, look, I'm raising a sociopath because I take other people's kids in. But I don't know who to talk to. We need some safety and some stability. We need some resources. We need some officers that's going to come in and don't mind coming in our house and talk to us and talk to our kids, and we feel safe. I want them to feel what I felt. I don't feel like you're the enemy. That's why it was easy for me to rehabilitate. That's why it was easy for me to come out of that state of mind with a change mind. I don't look at you as if you're the enemy, even though I spent over 20 years, I spent so many years behind the walls, but I met some of the greatest people behind the walls that I've ever met in my entire life. So I just ask that we get some resources so that us parents could help you get our community back.
Free. I gear up for free.
I'm in.
I make my community safe for free. I don't need a salary. I got kids. I got family. Y'all kids?
Yeah.
It's my kids.
That part, tell them.
I want y'all to know that. I grew up in a community where I could get my butt spanked by the lady who lived 4 blocks down.
Period.
And go tell my mom. But to y'all, now we live in a community where neighbors don't even know each other's name.
That part.
We live in a community where nobody knows the kid's name. If they in the sports or what they going on, you can't even ring your neighbor's doorbell without them putting you on the Ring app saying a suspicious person rung the doorbell, and it be your own neighbor. So we here asking them what are they gonna do, and we looking for them, but we gotta do it too.
That part.
Because we can do it. It starts with the man in the mirror. Every question y'all want the answers to, and y'all asking them what are they gonna do, really, it's what are we gonna do?
What y'all gonna do?
Because we can do it. This is our city. That's all. Thank you.
To bombard the meeting by any means, but of course I had to release that truth earlier. One of the things that's plaguing the east side of Stockton where I live, the new council person is Bella Maputa. Miss, what's her name, left out of there without taking care of the problem. And it's only gotten worse, especially with the spin thing, the sideshow things. And the police can't get there fast enough. But it's not just with that terror, because it is sheer terror. When you call the Stockton Police Department, and the chief is not here, but when you call the Stockton Police Department and you hear the words, we're on condition blue, we're on code blue. So most people in their time will not have a reason to call the police or even to know what code blue means. But what code blue means is that there's 5 priorities that police take. And code blue are the first 2 priorities or something. Is that right? And so everybody else has to go without service. They don't get back to you. They were spinning off. This is the day that the young man got killed downtown in California. Or the second time, I'm sorry. They have been spinning over Uncharted Way. and I could hear it all the way to where I live past Fair Oaks Library. I called the police, the lines are just jammed. Then when I get one, she says, well, they're chasing them up on Charter Way, but they've moved. I said, that's because they've moved over here by Fair Oaks Library. And they continued to spend, what, at least another 20, 25 minutes. If the police was just on Charter Way at Martin Luther King Drive, they couldn't come down. So the night that the young man gets killed down on California Street, they had been in our area again, but this time closer to where I live, by Corona Liquors. And they would just continually spinning out of control. I was not home. So the neighbor called me and said, Cynthia, you at home? And I said, no. But she had called the men. And about that time, as I drove back on Main Street, there were 2 or 3 police cars. And they were just sitting at the corner of Ash Street while the spinning was going on. I don't know if they're afraid to enter in. They're supposed to be there to protect and serve. It seems as though I could think of a strategy where they could have put the other police down there coming this way, going west on Main. But these police cars are just sitting there on East Main while these people spin. Now you got them running through your neighborhood, speeding, trying to get away from the police, and they did. So when they left that spinning thing, that's when that young man got murdered down on California Street. But this condition blue didn't start with Chief McFadden. It was in place when Chief Blair O-Ring was here. And Chief Blair O-Ring, see, I've been coming to City Council where you all should come on Tuesdays. I've been coming since 2008. I never speak nothing I don't know something about. It started with Chief Blair O-Ring, and it was on condition blue. And then after his trainee Jones became Chief of Police, it continued. And now it's continuing with Chief McFadden. But something is going to happen one day when the police are not responding timely. And my last thing is about the railroad track at Main Street that holds the whole community of Fair Oaks hostage for days and hours at a time. Instead of being able to go across the railroad track right here on Main Street just to go downtown, we've got to go back to the freeway, come all the way to Filbert, come back up. What when somebody needs an ambulance right now, or a fire truck right now? They're going to have to do the same thing we do. They're going to have to find a way to get back to Wilson Way, catch the crosstown freeway, go to Filbert, come back to Main Street when they could have just crossed the street like that. So I don't see my council member, but I've been talking to him about it, and he seems quite receptive. But we have been held hostage in the community of Fair Oaks since last year with the railroad track, and they're there from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at evening. And worst of all, we don't know what they're carrying. Look how many trains are derailing with that craziness across the United States. We don't know what they're carrying, but something should be done about the response time for the Stockton Police Department. That cold blue stuff means nothing when somebody's being stomped down and murdered.
So just very quickly regarding the railroad tracks, I believe that's part of the Stockton Diamond Grade Separation Project, and it's not? Okay, well, we'll look into that.
Ask Madam Laputa and ask Ms. Fugazi. She knew all the time she was there and did nothing.
I know most of our railroad...
All of y'all should have something to say. It shouldn't be 7 o'clock and we finna leave. Everybody in here has somebody that been impacted by something, and none of y'all said anything, so I'm saying shame on y'all.
Right?
So, again, to that, some people, respectfully, Dion, some people are more comfortable speaking in public than others, but I will see if we can create a portal where people can send them. You can send it to me via email.
That don't follow the basic rules themselves, and you got youngsters running the hoods that are 12, 13, 14, 15. They come in the hood, they run in the house, popos are here, skunks are here, you know, and they're trained like that. Then you get the kids like my kid, runs to popo, wants to know the name and stuff. So, but what I'm talking about is a basic responsibility.
There you go.
And I'm not putting down, because he wants to be in law enforcement. He's in the Explore program, he's running like a lockjaw, T-bone steak, but he says he's going to clean the swamp. I don't know what's that about, but I go along with it. But what my son had told me, he's 19, he's afraid to speak to public. So this is basically, a lot of times they don't use a signal light. A lot of times you see them on the phone, and you got teenagers waiting on the bus just, you know, and it builds. it builds. And then when there's nothing around for the kids, you know, and they get in trouble, a lot of times the police officers are not very nice because of how a kid got dirty clothes. I got a 17 running out in the street, you know, I got 90 day, and he gets pulled over a lot just for dirty clothes because he's homeless or out there doing whatever. But what I'm saying is that we got to reflect as leaders, because you lead by example.
All right.
And when we lead by example, teenagers mimic. They look out, they're like, look, computers, they know what the deal is. They're caught up, they're stressed out, they're hungry, they're worried about war, they're worried about money, they're worried about all these little things that we can't fathom because we take it for granted. We got jobs, we're on the hustle, we got this meeting, we got this. But when they walk out the door, they're in battle. They're in fucking battle. And they're fucking thinking about, what am I gonna do today? What about the fuck yesterday? What about this? And this dude is bullying me, and this guy is throwing condoms at me. I mean, there's a lot of things they go through. What about them? Well, we talk a lot about how we feel towards leadership or how we feel towards whatever. But bottom line is our children are suffering for the hurts and angers of the past. We just really got to get through, you know, and do what we can do as a community and just take responsibility. Who chastises the police when they don't use a signal light? Why don't they get a ticket? Why are we getting pulled over for simple things that they are not doing themselves? And it's across the board in a lot of leadership within our community. I mean, I was Stocktonian, I was bred and raised and you know, sweat, blood, and tears, worked the fields, you know? But the thing is, throughout the time, we've seen it diminish. And there was a time when old lady said, I felt safe with the cops, because he would find me out in the streets, hey, Corgan! I'll be out. I'm going home. Don't call my mom, I'm going home. You know, we need that.
Thank you. So again, if you wish to leave at this time, and that applies to the people behind me as well. Again, I contracted them to be here from 5:30 to 7, and I'm a man of my word. So if you need to leave, please do not.